Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a quick 10 fun facts about me video. That's it. That's all I've got. I got a list on my phone, as per usual, so if I'm looking down, I'm sorry. Number 1. I once spent an hour on a trail in the snow taking pictures of a decomposing wooden chair. It looked cool. It was all like all the wood in it was like fraying and stuff, and it looked really cool. So I have no regrets. Number 2, my chocolate lab, Elsa, who most of you I believe would know by now. It's my dog Elsa, was named not after the winter snow queen princess or whatever the hell she is in Frozen. She was named after a lioness in a movie called Born Free, which is one of my favorite movies growing up. Number 3, I am hyperthyroid, which means that, well, okay, it means a lot of things, and if you guys don't know what hypothyroid means, Google it, because it's hard to explain, and it's literally like a full video worth of an explanation. But what I can say is that when I was 12 or 13, between 12 and 13, I was very low on energy. I had a very bad appetite. I was always thirsty. My mental state was all over the place, which I guess some people would be like, oh, you're probably just angsty. No, I wasn't. I was just, my body was just a complete mess. But yeah, so there was a lot of different things. So my parents took me to the doctor thinking it might have been like a diabetes or something like that. And it turned out after like blood test upon blood test, I had to go for one blood test every 2 weeks for 6 months. And then I also had to go for ultrasounds on my throat, because your thyroid is right here. I had to go for ultrasounds once a month for 6 months. And then I was supposed to go in after 6 months for a biopsy. And the day of the biopsy, they actually canceled it and said, we're not going to fix what isn't broken. Your official diagnosis is you are hypothyroid. Yay. Which means I'm just on medication every day for the rest of my life. Number 4, I consider myself a memory addict, by which I mean I have like probably pretty close to a dozen huge photo albums filled from cover to cover with like just different memories, different pictures, random things, old pets, all of it. And I also have like a full wall like right here. And I also have like 5 photo boxes, they're called. You can get them at like Michael's. I have like 5 of those filled completely to the top with probably hundreds if not thousands of just loose photos for when I find a use for them. But right now they're just kind of in boxes for when I want to look at them. Number 5. This one's weird. I have weird big city stay-at-home mom dreams. I want to be in like a bigger city, and I want to be like successful in like a creative at-home way, like writing, photography, maybe someday sort of like music or writing in some way like that. But as you guys know, I've shown you guys some of my poetry stuff, and obviously I'm really getting into videography, so yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping that this YouTube thing works out, because I actually really enjoy it. So, like, I can't stand the 9-to-5 job. I don't have a 9-to-5 job. I have a 7 to 3:30 job. But 9 to 5, I don't like the 9-to-5 job thing at all. I'd really rather be at home, like, with my kid when my kid gets home from school. You know, I'd really like to be able to wake up in the morning with him, take him to school, come back home, do my work, go pick him up, and spend the afternoon with him, rather than literally having to leave before he leaves and paying someone to walk him to school. And I hate it. I really, really do hate it. I can't wait for like a day that everything just kind of falls into place and I get to take my own kid to school and pick up my own kid and spend time with him, you know, because as of right now, literally we spend from 4 o'clock until 7:30 together, and then he goes to bed and I go to bed, and then we wake up and I literally get him dressed and I leave for work, and I don't like it. So ideally someday I'd like to, I mean, I don't even care about living in a big house. I want to live in a nice house. I want to have like a really solid, structured life for him and for myself. And I don't know. I have very big city dreams though. Like, I've always wanted to be some influential to people. You know, there's a story about it for another day, but yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. I know I'm yapping for too long when my phone locked itself, and I have to unlock my phone in order to go to the next number. Number 6. I shamelessly love boy bands. And I know some may say it's like just being boy crazy, but no, I think it's like boy bands are my genre of choice. That's actually how I feel. Literally, from Backstreet Boys to One Direction to Jonas Brothers, and then newer bands like Paradise Fears and Floor, Marianas Trench, Faber Drive. I love boy bands. There's just, as soon as I find out that a band is like a boy band, I just get a little bit more excited. Number 7. As a lot of you may know, you've probably heard this before, but it is a fun fact, and it's not a fact you hear everywhere. I once super glued my eye shut. Yeah, that was fun. That was, I was literally just trying to open the super glue, and I was squeezing the bottom because the little punch wouldn't work, and I stabbed it with a pen, and because I put the pressure on the bottom, it popped up and landed in my eye, and I spent like 4 hours in the hospital while they drained saline, that's right, salt water, through my eyeball into my hair. Yeah, my hair got soaked with salt water. And my eye went, you guys have seen the pictures. I know you've seen the pictures. Okay, number 8. On a more serious note, I've actually been hospitalized for 2 panic attacks. Not recently. They were both one was in 2014, one was in 2015. One, it came on, or it like presented itself as like a migraine, but it was actually a panic attack. So they just gave me like a shot in the leg, and I went home. But the second time, or like it was actually my very first time, it was after a Halloween party on November 2nd in 2014, and the panic attack was so bad that they actually had to keep me at the hospital overnight because they couldn't stop the hyperventilating, and they actually had to sedate me so that I wouldn't pass out, which, if you ask me, kind of seems kind of like frivolous. Is that the word? Frivolous? It's like pointless. Like, why would you sedate me if I'm going to pass out? Why wouldn't you just let me pass out? I'm good now. I've got a lot better control over my anxiety and stuff. I do still have slip-ups once in a while, but yay. Number 9. I don't drink soda. Like, at all. Unless I'm mixing cocktails. I don't really drink soda. It's not my go-to thing at all. And if I do drink soda, I'm Canadian, so if I don't drink pop, and if I do drink pop, it's gonna be like root beer from A&W like once, maybe twice a year. Like, I really don't drink dark soda at all. It grosses me out, and it's not good for your teeth, and it's worse for your body than like Sprite or something would be. Once in a while I'll drink Sprite, but more than anything, if I'm gonna drink pop, it's gonna be in a cocktail. Yeah, that's just how it is. And this one's kind of like, this is gonna catch you off guard, I think. You're gonna think about bad like everything after this. Alright, so number 10 is that one time my son had this betta fish. It was red. His name was Finn, but he was 2 and he couldn't say Finn, so we called it Ben. So this fish named Benny died. And I thought maybe if I just didn't say anything, he wouldn't notice. And, well, he noticed, and I panicked. And when he said, "Mommy, where's Benny?" I said, "Babe, Santa took him." Santa took him. Santa took your fish. So for the next, like, 2 months, he was like, "Mommy, when's Santa bringing my fishy back?" And I'm like, "Babe, I don't know." He's like, "Can we write Santa and get the fishy back?" And I'm like, "Sure." So we wrote Santa, and magically a red betta with fancy fins appeared on my dresser again. And so when Santa brought him back, clearly he gave us an upgrade. So yeah, that fish actually lived like a year and a half, and then it recently, like a month or 2 ago, it died because my son decided that it was hungry, and he gave it like an entire container of fish food. And anyone that knows anything about fish knows that they don't have memories longer than like 3 seconds, so it would eat, forget, eat, and forget, and eat, and forget. So then he went, and he died. So, yeah. Those are 10 interesting things about me, I guess. I don't know if they're all interesting, but they're all facts. They're all things that are about me that are facts. So that is why that is what this video is. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I want to give a little bit of a shout out to two people. Number one is Deb, who has been watching since the very beginning. She always talks to me at work about how she liked my videos. She's always giving me video ideas. She's always telling me critique about what I should have done differently or whatever, and it's great because I love having people in my life who actually support me. And number two, who I actually didn't know was watching my videos, is a very good friend of mine whose name is Tyler, and he actually lives like a long way away from me. We've been friends since we were in kindergarten, and we were talking a couple weeks ago. No, it was like last week, and he randomly asks me, "Hey, when is the I Know What I Saw series coming back?" And I'm like, "Oh, funny you're asking me. I didn't even know you watched my videos." He goes, "Yeah, I've seen most of them." I'm like, "What? Oh, Tyler!" I didn't even know he watched, so it was very, very cool. So shout out to Tyler, and shout out to Deb, and shout out to Kay, and shout out to Callie, and shout out to everyone else who's been really supporting this channel, because even when things get kind of hard, like I've been having a lot of issues with technology, I've been having a lot of issues with my mental health, and with my physical health actually as well, and so many people are constantly just very, very supportive of, like, "You're doing great, you know, keep doing what you're doing," and I love it when people tell me that I look like I'm enjoying what I'm doing, because I am enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm always worried that the stress, because I put a lot of stress on myself to get these videos out for Tuesday, so I always feel like the stress is just going to be, like, illuminating off of me, but it's apparently not, so that's great. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next week with another video. Peace.